If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Still Got Game, episode 520. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
What? Hey, this is Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And we're back, and we're not the testosterone fest of late.
I would have said sausage fest.
Sausage party, yeah.
Yep, we've got some estrogen in the house. Tiff's back.
What?
Just for one episode.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, you might want to, like, you're going to enjoy this so much, you're going to want to come back every week. Right?
It's going to be a streak.
Yeah. Let's see how long we can keep your streak up.
Just silence.
A streak of one sounds good.
I mean, every time she's on here, it's a streak. It's just a streak from one to like the next.
Yeah.
Then there's 20 episodes, and there's another one.
Then there's another streak of one. Yes, yeah.
But
yeah, we're back. We're all here. Tiff's here. It's a nice blend of masculinity and femininity. So yeah. But yeah, why don't we just jump right in the show proper and jump into the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. And our old friend, Penis Face 696969 comments. Okay, you guys busted me. I did not record a podcast, stillgotgamesucks.com, but if I did, it would be better than your show.
Do we think this is just duty? Like, just trolling us?
It's quite possible. Or yawn.
No, I didn't go there, but that's potentially humorous.
Someone trolling.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
they're like, I know Derek's going to say it anyway, so I'm going to write it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, at least we busted this guy.
Right.
So did you actually look for this podcast?
I did, and I think Selden did as well.
No, I wouldn't even put that in the search
No.
engine to give him any kind of credit in case he does put it on a show.
Yeah.
I don't want that in my
basically
search
fuck off at this
history.
point.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck this guy. All right. So Penis Face 696969.
So they're still commenting on the show, which means they're still listening to the show, but they're saying that the show sucks.
This is true.
It's true.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a
I just want to
conundrum.
try.
So
It
Yes.
is. Yes.
So what I'm gathering is this is just a super fan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
only way I can wrap my head around this. So,
I
all right. So we won't take any of your comments anymore, but enjoy the show just like you do every week. And once you settle your shit down, maybe we'll talk to you again, and maybe you'll use your real name instead of Penis Face 6969. Because no one would ever pick that gamer tag. No one would ever pick that to be their Facebook handle, their Twitter handle. It's obviously bullshit. So yeah.
What do you mean? He probably sits down at the dinner table with mom and she goes, "Hey, Penis Face, how you doing?"
Derek, you're just too smart for them.
Yep. All right. Articulate Turtle comments. I'm still fairly new to your show, but I do appreciate how you talk about questions and feedback each episode. It makes it seem like more of a community thing. Please pick mine. Smiley face. Well, I did. It was that easy. Like, all you had to do was be like, please pick mine, and yours was in. So, yeah.
You can now Venmo us each $25. So
Thanks.
I mean, if
Articulate
Penis
Turtle.
Face can get in here, then we're, pretty open to anybody.
But welcome to the show, Articulate Turtle. I look
Yes,
forward to hearing
yes.
from you for more episodes in the future.
Yes.
Look at Selden being all nice.
That's what he does.
Because I was mean to Penis Face. I got to be nice to
Oh, now you're
Turtle
like-
Boy.
It's an articulate turtle.
it's
You
sharing the
actually
wealth.
don't know if this is a male or female.
Oh, I guess
So-
technically we don't. Yeah.
You called them Turtle Boy. You actually don't know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Turtle Girl.
No?
Turtle person.
Turtle
Yes.
person.
Yep. Way to play it safe, Shadow. Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
The only articulate turtles I know are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there are no female Ninja Turtles. So,
Seldom
I think
doubling
jumping
down
right
on
now.
his sexism. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
might
they
be
should
more.
have a female
This
Ninja
is why
Turtle.
I
think they
won't
do
coming
now,
back
don't they?
on.
Do they have a female Ninja Turtle? They should have a female Ninja
think
Turtle.
I think one of the cartoons does now. Yeah,
Nice.
pretty
All right.
sure. Maybe like
All
a
right,
pink one.
so
or
let's
something.
save the show from Selden sexism and let's move on. Madame Bovary 85, and that's like a reference that I haven't heard since like high school. Madame Bovary 85 asks, when do you think we'll see complete parity of games geared for men versus games geared for women? Ideally, developers should be able to create ungendered games, but there is always some sexist subplot.
I think Selden should take this one.
Unfortunately, no, I agree with them. Like there could be, and it really needs to be more games geared towards women. But unfortunately, they go to the 10th degree when they gender them towards women, and they make them unplayable almost. Where they stereotype the women when they make it for them, almost to the point where it's ridiculous how they do it. So, it's hard I would say to make an ungendered game because you're always going to lean one way or the other. But I mean, it would be great to see more gender neutral type games and stuff. So
if I had
mean,
a
why
hedge
do games
here,
have
I
to
would
have
have
like
Homer Simpson back through the hedge. Yes, yeah.
You were trying.
I tried.
Go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say, like, I would love to see more ungendered games, and I think it's quite possible to do. There's a lot of, non-gender specific body shapes or features that it doesn't matter. There's a lot of first person games where it may not matter if you're male or female when you're only, seeing what's in front of you and hands and other, and things like that. So I agree. I think it'd be great to see more of those. As I'm sure we've all experienced, the gaming industry has been very much geared towards men for a very long time. And even, entries into trying to gear, games for women, like some said, they kind of over pivot and they make them like, dress up and, my pony party. And, there's a lot of women who, enjoy first person shooters just as much as their male counterparts.
Not Barbie Horse Adventure. No.
Well, it was a Saturday. I had some free time. It was okay. I don't know why it has to. I mean, do games necessarily need to be gendered in a way? I mean, yes, there will be some subplots that are based upon a person of a gender going and maybe being in love with the person of another gender, okay, or the same, or whatever. But other than that, I mean, do games really have? I know that in history, a lot of times the teams have been made up of a lot of men, I guess, in the past, and it's getting better, I think. But yeah, I think that it's still a lot of teams are made up more of men than of women, and that could color their opinions on what should be in games, and that needs to change. But in general, I mean, if you're talking about the gender of a person, like a main character in a game, I think that's different than the quote gender of like a plot or something, or like just a style.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, and actually, like, ironically, I'm looking at our screen here, and our episode 520 thing is Princess Peach Showtime, which is, I think, probably like the second time that she's been the main character of the game and not a like a love interest or whatever. And
Just side character.
Yeah. So
yeah, because there was Super Princess
but
Peach, I think.
Yeah,
yeah. I think Madame Bovary is asking more about ungendered games. So, like, we've seen male gendered games, we've seen female gendered games, but are we going to see a surgence of ungendered games? And I do think that we're going to start seeing that with so much more commonality with pronouns and people sharing their pronouns. But a lot of these games have been in development for a while, so I don't really see this picking up probably within the next
Couple
2 to 3 years. I think we're probably
yeah.
about 3 years out before this becomes a little bit more commonplace. Only because the game development cycle is so long for, especially for these AAA titles.
Yep. But yeah, no, I think that's a great question, and it really spurred some conversation. So yeah.
And
Thank
honestly,
you,
I'm
Madam
like,
Bovary.
I was gonna say, even their attempts at making a female oriented game, it's usually like a Bayonetta where they
just go
still, even though the main
overboard
character
the
is
other
a
way.
female
Yes.
character, they go totally the other way and make her like super hot, sexy, whatever, and
Yep.
unbelievable proportions and all that other crap. So
Yep.
it's it'd be great to see more character development, like, especially the NPCs around, because usually it's not mainly the main character, it's all the NPCs and people you communicate with that they still over genderize or over whatever they
Yep. Very
still
true.
turn them towards the male oriented audience. So
All right. Last but certainly not least, Altius asks, now that the viewership numbers for the Game Awards have been leaked, it was the most successful video game live stream of all time. Do you think it will ever make its way to network television and not just streaming?
No.
I didn't see the numbers, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're wrong.
Well, I know we didn't like it very much, but also, I mean, at least I didn't, but I think that was kind of the general idea, was just kind of like a big commercial and almost no words.
Yes.
But
yeah, no.
I mean, people are gamers. Okay, gamers are going to be already doing things online for that. I mean, who's
Yeah.
going to be watching that? Do kids don't even watch
Yeah,
TV
expecting them
anymore?
to, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I guess it depends on what streaming, like, could we see a big streaming service pick this up as opposed to what we
Like
would traditionally consider as network television? Maybe.
like a Netflix, like live
Maybe,
streaming,
yeah.
like they're doing with the Tyson Paul video.
But then it would have to be exclusive. Then they wouldn't be able to stream it. It would be like, okay, this is where you go to
couldn't
stream it.
on Twitch and all that. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's a really difficult situation. Yeah,
I don't see it.
I don't see it
Personally.
happening either. It's just
yeah,
it's very niche, and I have a hard time believing the PR buzz that they're going to spin around this at this point. So
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That was an easy question. Thanks, Altius.
Yeah. Softballed us. All right. Well, if any of you have questions or feedback like this, give us a call, 773-527-1, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over to what we're playing? Tiff, what have you been playing this week?
Ooh, I get to go first. I have been playing Monopoly Go on my phone, and I'm about ready to trash that game because I'm not going to complete my sticker album, and it's going to make me really sad and upset. So I'm just going to rage quit the game. Other than that, I've been playing through Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I've really, really enjoyed playing that game a lot, saving the planet and taking back nature from the bad guys, which are us humans. But I've played the whole way through that game, and now I'm going back through and kind of just doing some almost 100%ing it, like going back through and taking out some more of the RDA facilities, and again, helping to save the planet one facility at a time.
So just Fern gullying it up, just
Yes,
all the time.
yeah, just
Full on
flying
Fern
around on my Ecron, and yeah.
Karuk Mokto.
Yes. And then also played a few games at PAX, but I will get into that when we do our PAX recap.
Fair enough. Selden.
I have also been playing a little bit of Monopoly Go. I did finish my sticker album today for the first run through for this season. With we only got like a couple days left. It'll be over by the time the show hits out, probably. But yeah, I had to resort to the Reddit trading threads to get the last card I needed. So I was able to trade a 5-star for a 5-star from somebody from Reddit. So thanks out there for the good traders.
So
But
do you
yeah,
play Monopoly Go? What?
I'm right there with you, Tiff. Though, as I've been saying this whole season, after this ticker season's over, I'm probably done with the game. I'm just going to burn through
This is on recording.
Yes,
this is on recording right here. You
Yes,
can go back and
this
watch
is being recorded.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I'm probably done. Okay.
I'm going to be more done than Derek was with my
Than
actual Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
I'm
Go?
fucking done with this bullshit. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sitting about 17,000 dice right now. I'll probably burn through those and just be done with it at that point. So because it was all the finishing the album, finishing the tournament, and finishing the other event, the
Nice.
Peggy event that just happened, so or is still going on. So other than that, still playing through Pal World, beating up some of the bosses, trying to get those final bosses out. Announcements of their end game content is coming soon. It looks like they're going to put end game bosses in so that you'll have more of a story to drive towards to finish that. Plus all the other updates that they're doing. Over on the PC, I've been playing a little bit of Helldivers 2. Really enjoying that game. You'd probably hate it, Derek, because it's like a third-person extraction shooter type of game, so it's
Like
probably not
game.
for you.
Yeah, totally
but,
douche. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Like, you can get in, drop in for like a 15 to 30-minute game, clear a zone, and then extract out. So
it doesn't sound fun. No.
And I love the overall story arc mission because it's got humanity fighting against the alien bugs and then the robots on the other side, and you got to keep fighting for your territory and stuff like that. So
I'm sure you do. Yeah, you love it. Yeah.
Been a lot of good fun. But also been playing a lot of Super Mario Brothers 3 on the SNES.
Nice.
This is like a weird pull for you.
Yeah, it's I got one of those retro consoles because I found a bunch of my cartridges, so I went out and the Super Mario 3 is actually selling for like $40 retail, so it's still priced up there high if you can find it. But I was able to pull one down. I got it, so playing through that. I do have on order a cartridge, one of the mega cartridges, 900 games on one cart, so
stealing.
That'll keep me entertained for a little while.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Selden. He lives on Long Island.
These are all user generated games. These are freeware games. I'm sure that's what I was told when I bought it.
Pretty sure they're not freeware, but just saying.
He already has all the games. He's just playing the backups.
Oh yeah,
they're just stored away, and he can't get to them. So.
Yes, yeah. They're stored in his vault. Yes,
yeah.
Other than that, no, nothing else that I've really put a lot of time into. So, how about you over there, Mr. Emmerich?
So I've been still working on restoring a bunch of consoles, and so I mostly finished restoring a Genesis. So I was playing some Aladdin, which is the cartridge that I got with that, and it's
nice.
hard.
Yeah.
But I loved that game. I loved the game back in the day, and I didn't actually ever own a Genesis. My cousin did, and I played that a little bit. But if anybody here remembers, the Aladdin for Genesis and the Aladdin for Super Nintendo were completely different.
Totally different
companies.
Yes, yep.
The one in Genesis, you had a sword and you could actually hit guys, and the Super Nintendo one, which I had, you just like jumped on them, and it wasn't as fun. So I started to play some of that, and it is hard. So I got through the first couple levels of that, tried that a few times, but other than that, I've been still working on finishing my Game Gear, which I haven't finished yet. So I just got a Dreamcast today that just came in the mail, so I'm gotta work on that. But then I played some more God of War, which I looked at a guide just to see like how far I was. And it seems like I'm about halfway, and it's about 17 hours. So I've got about 17 hours left, which is a lot.
Probably too much. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just one of those games where you go, yeah, I'm just kind of getting through this. It's interesting occasionally, but otherwise you're a lot of cutscenes, and so I don't know. It's fine.
You don't have to 100% every game you play.
I don't want to 100%. I just want to get through it to the end.
He does.
I just need to beat it. I don't ever care about 100%ing PlayStation games because they
Okay.
don't have achievement points. So
You don't like the
I get through
trophies.
them.
Yeah.
I don't care about trophies, so I get through them and I finish them if I can.
Alright.
But there's so many games I got to play on PlayStation still that I bought already, but always on sale. I always wait and only buy like the exclusives and only on sale. So I have a few of those, but
Nice.
that's kind of
nice.
it right now. How about you, Derek?
Well, all I played since our last show was obviously Monopoly Go, which I can't wait to be done with this fucking game. Fuck this shit. And I played with Mr. GBMS. We've been playing Madden. Somehow the EA like that 10-hour access thing is fucked up, and it's like it tells Mike he has like 300 hours left. It tells me I have like negative 200 hours left, but I can still play all I want. So
Weird.
yeah, I don't understand it at all, but yeah, it's been pretty fun. And actually, I didn't put it on the outline, but I also played WWE 2K24.
Of course you did.
I'm sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
It was WWE 2K24.
Uh,
Oh, speaking of that, Tiffany
feel
and
like
I are
Tiff
going
knows
to a
this.
WWE event in July.
Well, all right.
If do you
Yes.
No
really want
show
to
that
go, or is
week.
he forcing you to go so he's not there by himself?
I'm undecided.
Be
at the moment.
honest.
I
No.
Said
was
we.
surprised. I was surprised that he got it. I feel like it's crossing a line, and that I'm not sure I want to cross, but I think it'll be a lot of fun.
There are so many listeners that you have offended over the years that will be there.
No.
Please wear one of your Tool to Play comp t-shirts.
No, I already have a LA Knight shirt that I have to wear. So yes, yeah.
Derek's like, the first hit's free. Now then you just get right into it. Then you're addicted.
All right. Well, on that, why don't we jump over to new releases? First new release out this week is Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, and the PC. This is Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, remastered, kicked up, high res. Like, I'm not getting this because I played these games back in the day, but are any of you guys interested in these?
I might be getting this because I did play these games back in the day and I liked it. I played it with my buddy Brian, my one of my best friends, Brian. We used to play them on, I think it was on PlayStation
Ryan Square.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on PlayStation 2 because that would have been when they were out on, I think. We had so much fun playing those, and you can play them online, but we played them locally. But I think at one point we might have played them online because it was no, they were also on Xbox, and so back then
Yeah.
I think they were on live, so we could play it.
Yeah, Battlefront
Anyway,
2 was on Xbox Live. Yeah.
yeah. It was fun. I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's like I have too many games to play. These are games I've already played. So when they go on sale, I will probably get it, and he will get it, and because we live about 200 miles from each other right now, and we might play
nice.
those because I think that'd be fun. And so yeah, I think I might get them, but just after they're on sale in a little bit.
I hear you. Tiff and Selden, no interest.
I'd like to say that I'd play them if they were on Xbox Game Pass, but I have a feeling that they'd fall to the wayside still. It's just, there's not a lot of drive to go back and play those games for me personally, but
Fair enough.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, same for me. No interest. There's just too much new stuff to play.
All right.
Yeah, I still have to finish the new Star Wars game that just came out. The what is it, Fallen Order?
Yeah.
No, the other one. Anyway.
The Fallen Order was 2 ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway.
I remember the Battlefront games were great. The Star Wars Battlefront games
they were
really
so
great.
good. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't have the time to go back
Well,
at this point.
I think didn't they make them like 100 players now or something crazy like that?
Yeah, I think they jacked up the player count and
Yeah.
everything else, and yeah.
Looks cool. Looks cool.
All right. Well, Tiff, this next one's all you. If you want to dust off your Switch.
Speaking of sexist,
This is Princess
Yeah,
Peach
wow.
Showtime.
I'm really not coming back again.
No. Like this is the
between you and Selden, all left is Shadow is the only one left to like insult me.
Oh no!
I'm not insulted. Did I insult you? I'm sorry if I insulted.
This is all you. Like all you have to do
Wait,
is
why is
dust
this
off
all
your Switch.
me?
Because this
'Cause you play
puts
Switch.
women in the forefront.
Oh.
She is the main character. She is not a princess to be saved. She is not demeaning to women. Like, she is the main character. Like, isn't this what you wanted?
You should play it.
I don't even know how to turn
Like,
on
have
my
a-
Switch.
maybe you learned something.
Maybe you'd learn something about female empowerment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Tiff and I will be buying this game and playing it, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Dusting off those switches.
Well, we do each
Agreed.
have our switches that we don't even use.
Yes, yeah. They're just covered in dust and
Yes.
using charging
In
currents.
fact,
Yes,
I forget I even have it from like most of the time.
I think so. My daughter will be 6 in June, and I may get this for her birthday because then she can have like her first Switch game that's just hers. I think she'd like it.
Nice.
So we'll see. It might be too hard for her. I don't know. We'll see. But
You never
it
know.
looks cool.
Yeah.
And she likes Princess Peach. So
Excellent. Excellent. Selden has no interest in this, I know.
Yeah, I'm looking through some of the screenshots of it to see what the game actually is.
Selden's too sexist. It's just how it is. Yeah.
It's
just
a little
seems
a little too colorful and bright for my taste. I think it's
it seems like it's going
not,
through like
not
different
dark and
sort
dirty enough.
it doesn't look like it's dark and dirty enough. Yes.
I think you go through like different stages that have just completely different setting. It's almost like levels, and then you
Yeah.
use different.
Yeah.
You do different costumes, different abilities to get through the levels and stuff. So,
Yeah, Selden's
It's
really
kinda
dirty.
cool.
So yeah. All right. And the last new release out this week is South Park Snow Day, out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, and the PC. I haven't played a South Park game in probably 15 years.
What? You didn't play any of the role-playing games that came out?
No.
Those are fun.
Well, I played them in E3, but that was it.
Ah,
I never played them.
The
at home.
Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This one is not a role-playing game though. This is just like kind of almost like a tower
Like
defense.
yeah. Yep.
I think like just a fight game. But I may check it out also again on sale. But I do like South Park, so I may pick it up down the road just to give it a shot.
Nice.
Anybody else? No.
I don't
It
think
looks
you're-
phenomenal. It looks dark and dirty enough for me. So maybe.
It's high on the dark and dirty scale.
Oh, that's
like, put a little-
Selden's barometer is dark and
Little,
dirty.
like quote behind Selden's name, dark and dirty. Selden, dark and dirty.
Tiff, you created a new mystique behind Selden this week. So, yes, yeah. All right. Well, on that, before we hop into gaming news, Tiff and I will jump into like a quick recap of PAX East. It's going the way of E3. So the first year of PAX East, it was at the Heinz Convention Center. The place was packed. It was jammed. And then they moved it to the BCEC, which is the Boston Convention and Expo Center.
Exhibition? Boston?
All right, none of us know
The
what it
Boston
stands
Conference and Exhibition
Exhibition
Center.
which is huge.
I think.
Yeah.
BCEC, yeah.
And it used to go all the way to the sides and all the way front to back, and the aisles were small and thin, and
Yeah,
over
you,
the
you
last,
couldn't walk.
yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't.
Over the last few years, like the sides now, they don't fill booths all the way there. The tabletop games have moved from like the back ghetto section up to the front where video games used to be. It's really gone.
Yeah, I would say the footprint of the show floor itself was probably
A third?
25 to yeah, 25
Yeah.
to 30% less
Yeah.
than it was last year. And last year it was
It
even
was even small too.
it's
Yeah.
incrementally getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah. So there was so much open space on the show floor, like where we used to not be able to walk. Now it's just like these wide open spaces. There's no AAA devs there at all. Like Tiff went through, like when we were driving into the city, she went through the list of exhibitors, and we only even recognized 3 of them out of a list
Jeez.
of 110, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
because they have had a consistent presence
yeah.
at PAX over the years.
And yeah, and now it's more of like people buying stuff, merchandise, shirts. Yeah, it's not quite what it was.
Yeah,
We did,
it was the most merch stores I've ever seen there. Like
yes.
it was great. I would say the merch stores were about the merch booths were about equal to
Oh, I
the
would
game
say so
booths.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so Thursday was the media day, so we got an hour early, and we had done the whole show floor by 11:30. Like
Oh god.
like this wasn't like the
Wow.
old days where you needed 3 days or 4 days to go see everything. Like it was.
Yeah, and I would say that was walking the show floor, pausing, to play a few games. We weren't playing every single game. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean the fact that we were able it was just there was that much space and
yeah.
um the ability to walk and see. Like I really feel bad for people that have that purchased the 4-day passes or
Oh, absolutely. Like we got
expecting to
ours
like
free,
get a
but
lot of
yeah, yeah.
hands-on, yeah, expecting to get a lot of hands-on games, and they probably did, but it's not like you don't have Gearbox there anymore, like doing a big announcement. You
Microsoft or
don't have
Sony or
Microsoft
any,
or
yes, yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like it
So
was. Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's no
so
longer anywhere close to an industrial. It's more like a fan fest or fan fest.
yeah,
Yes,
I would
yes,
say
yeah.
so. Yeah, I almost consider it like a con, like yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
like a
half like a flea market.
Yep, yep.
Lots of stuff for sale.
No,
But
there was a time like back in the day when you would have Ubisoft and Microsoft and Sony and like people would wait in these lines and they would only get to go to like 2 or 3 things a day. Like because of the multi-hour waits at all these booths, and it's just not that way anymore. It's
yeah. I
fucked
mean,
up.
you walk around and like every line was like cut off. Come back at
Mm-hmm.
the line is capped.
Yep.
Come back at 2 o'clock or whatever. And I think the only booth that I saw that was close to that was
The
something for
Pokemon
Pokemon.
one? Yes, yeah, the
Yeah.
Pokemon one. Yep,
It was like
yep.
the Pokemon
And
play zone
it wasn't
or
even a video game booth. It was like go play Pokemon the card game against other people. Like it was fucked up. Yeah. So
well,
yeah.
so what was it like that last did you go last year? I forget.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we
we
haven't
went
missed
last
a
year.
year. Yeah.
So
Um,
what was it like last year in comparison?
it was slightly
It was
better, but
a little more.
it's been
Yeah.
downhill since 2019. I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's in general, just gatherings are down, but I just was thinking, well, maybe it's because this year there isn't a whole lot coming out because last year everything got put out and then this year they laid off a bunch of people. Now they're not
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
as
No,
much
they
this
do that
year.
every year, but yeah,
Well, I mean
it's
So,
that's the other thing. Like you don't have these big companies spending money on booths and traveling around anymore because there are
they're all
doing
doing their
budget
digital
cuts.
showcases. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
yeah.
and doing stuff digitally. So,
Or they're doing
it
their own
makes
things
sense.
separately,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in
Yep.
person, like Microsoft and Sony.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happened to E3, and now it's unfortunately happening to shows like PAX East, which are traditionally fan based events, unlike E3. And you would like to see them delivering fan service to those guys, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be that way anymore. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I don't think you're going to have like exclusive game announcements, and which there were every year at PAX East,
Oh, yeah.
leading up to 2019, there was always somebody announcing something new and hiding a booth until
Yeah,
you
their
know,
booths were covered
yeah,
in like tarps and everything else until
yeah,
the opening day,
until
and
yeah,
that's when like Activision Blizzard announced Hearthstone. Hearthstone was like a day one PAX East thing. Like that's a huge thing to save for a consumer event. So yeah, it's times have changed.
It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
do you see
It's sad.
PAX consolidating? Because they never really got PAX Australia off the floor, right? That never really ever happened, right?
No,
So
yeah, I guess like PAX Australia has its own audience, but it's not the same as like PAX East and PAX West. My brother always goes to the what's the tabletop one called? PAX Unplugged.
PAX Unplugged. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So he goes to that down in Pennsylvania, but uh, yeah, I'm not sure how they can reclaim all this. It's just it's gotten out of control. So
Well, maybe they can merge and just have one in the middle of the country in Chicago, PAX Midwest.
There you go.
And then I can just
Oh,
walk out my front
yes.
door and be at
Yeah, then
PAX.
just be at PAX. Yes, yes,
Yeah. And
So-
bring back Midway, and then Midway's here, and we could just all
Yeah.
call up Ed Boon, say, hey, let's just get this going.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it might
I
be
think
better
for
to go
somebody-
to a more like rotating schedule for PAX, like change
Yeah.
big cities each year, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that
Or
way
do
they
like
can
an East
attract the
Coast,
local
West Coast,
audiences and
Yeah.
stuff.
alternate. Yeah.
Yep.
Something. I really think they need to reevaluate. I can't imagine the cost of having the whole convention center and what they're, charging for the
Oh, yeah.
booths or need to charge for the booths. Like, I just don't understand how that balances out, and they can continue to do that.
No, I can't even understand how someone that bought a 4-day pass like could fill 4 days in like
Right. And granted, we did not go to any of the panels, so I cannot
Yeah,
speak
yeah.
to the level, or the amount or quality of the panels. So this was based solely on show floor experience.
Well, truthfully, the panels have been going downhill since Derek did his panel way back in the day, and they've
Yeah.
been dying ever since. So Derek is really to blame for the lack
Hey,
of.
like I used to love doing panels, but then like even that started going downhill. Like the first year of PAX East, like Derek Code Monkey Shomer and I and the rest of the panel, we did a panel for 2,800 people, and the room was packed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not that way anymore. No.
What'd you end up playing?
Oh no! So our panel was
No,
online gaming communities.
No,
and real life
he wants you to move
relationships.
on. He
Oh,
wants you to move on.
No.
Oh.
What'd you play
Oh.
at PAX? You said you
Oh.
played some
This year?
games. What'd you play?
games we played. So
Yeah.
Tiff and I played Rusty Rabbit, which was
Okay.
interesting.
I just liked it. Was like a
platform.
steampunk.
Yes.
It was a steampunk rabbit picture, and I was like, let's just go play this. And I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a platformer kind of puzzle. You had to figure things out to get past
Rusty
them.
Rabbit. I'm picturing like
Yeah.
Oswald or something, like Disney Oswald, like Rusty Rabbit. It sounds like some old-fashioned
No,
thing.
It was
but
it was
sound like
cute. It was
steampunk, so,
well
okay.
it was well developed, I thought, and
it's fun.
Cool.
yeah, like it's something I would play on Game Pass if it came out. I don't know if I would
Wouldn't pay
necessarily
money for it. No.
purchase it. Yeah.
All right.
And then
you
played
yeah,
this
I also
Collapsus.
Yeah, I just was walking by and saw it looked like a little mobile puzzle game. Was on a tablet. It was like a block, so you had to connect 4 of them, or at least 4 of them, to clear
Bejeweled.
to clear space. But the cool thing about this is they actually were making use of. You actually had to turn the device, like you could rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees.
So, it was
So if
all
you
gyro.
you're looking at
Yeah.
if you're looking at like a certain view of it, and you're like, oh, if I turn it this other way and take this block out, I'll match, a new line. So I thought that was an interesting mechanic to it, that you could rotate the tablet to continue playing if you kind of got stuck, or for trying some additional strategies with the game. So I just thought that was an interesting mechanic. I would have played it longer. I would definitely play that again. It was just a nice kind of easy, casual game.
Hey, you love match threes. Yeah.
It was a match 4.
Oh, match 4. Sorry. Yes, yeah. It's one better than a
That's
match
right.
3. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like Bejeweled, or like what does my wife play? The King game that everyone plays, that's like a match 4.
Oh,
yeah, I play that.
Yes,
On iPhone. I forget what it's called.
I can't think of the name of it right now either.
Yes.
King's
Candy
Quest
Crush.
or something.
Candy Crush.
No, not
Crush.
Candy Crush.
Yes, yeah.
No, it was,
I don't
but
play.
yeah. That's what I was talking about. Sorry.
So then I played
Royal Match? Is that the one you're thinking of?
Royal Match, yes.
Royal Match. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I play.
I played some Run Out with my brother, and this was kind of a fun game. This was like a multiplayer game where the board disappears behind you, so you need to, like, whether it's up and down or sideways, you need to make sure you're ahead of where things are falling off the back end. Yeah, it was a good time. Like, I liked it. It was like a good little puzzler kind of game, like a platformer. Yeah, it was fun. So, and then last but not least, of all of the AAA titles we played at PAX East, none. I played this game, Phantom Fury, which was the only first-person shooter that I was able to play, and it was unique. Is that how you describe it, honey?
Sure.
Yeah, it was. It
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah, it wasn't the best first-person shooter, but it was a first-person shooter. So I took it with a grain of salt.
Of all the games,
Yes,
of all the games there, it was a game.
Yes, it was a game. Yes,
and it was a first person shooter. I think that was the only one that we saw on the show floor.
Yeah, it was few and far between. So yeah.
Those are expensive to make, and so if you're not AAA, you probably aren't developing a FPS.
Yeah, so PAX East was different this year. We'll see how it is next year. Next year it's going to be in May, so it'll be a little warmer. Maybe more people will go. Maybe developers will come back. But who knows? So
yeah, I see no mention of any VR titles. I know PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation VR is having a little bit of issue with adaptation and people buying into that and making games and stuff like that. And with Vision Pro out, anything in that market?
So we did see a bunch of VR games. Tiff didn't see them, but
I didn't see any.
My brother and I saw a bunch. Okay. And then there was one booth where the guy that was running the booth was wearing the stupid fucking Apple bullshit Vision Pro. Yes, yeah. And like you saw his fake eyes and he's like, "Oh yeah." Like, but he was just flexing, really. That's really what it boiled down to. But yeah.
Are you just being jealous, or do you?
No, I have no fucking interest in a Mac. So yeah. But yeah, this guy looked like a douche. Just saying. So yeah.
Oh wait, aren't you an iPhone guy? I forget.
I'm an iPhone guy, but I'm not a Mac guy.
Not
Tiff's
a Mac
person. Yeah, no.
Okay.
PCs are real computers. Macs are toys. Yeah.
Well, you can dual boot a Mac, but you can't dual boot a PC.
Yeah, but I don't need to boot my PC to like a kid OS. Like, yes, yeah. All right. And on that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story. Buy a new Samsung TV and get a free 65-inch 4K TV. So this is for you guys out there that don't have enough TVs. This is pretty baller. So Samsung has a bunch of higher end 4K TVs. They have their 8K TVs, like we have the 85-inch 8K whatever in our basement over there. But yeah, you put down your money, you buy a TV, and you get a free like 65-inch 4K TV. It seems like a pretty good deal to me. Who's complaining about this?
No.
I'm just trying to figure out what the price point of the first TV that you're buying.
Right. Well, it's probably
like-
like 2,500.
Yeah,
Ish.
yeah. Like they start fairly low on this, so yeah, it's like 2,500, 3,000.
Fairly low, 2,500. I think my most expensive TV I bought was about 3,000. That was very,
my most
very
TV
expensive.
was 8,000. So.
Okay.
Yes.
So 8K, there's like nothing that's 8K, right? Except for YouTube, maybe?
YouTube. That's where we get our 8K content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be like that for
totally,
a long time.
totally worth it. Yeah.
Honey, no, don't
I hope we
bail
never
on me,
replace
honey.
this TV.
Boy, I hope they come with 3D.
They don't. They do
Oh,
not.
like the 3D TV that ended up in our bedroom.
Yes, we do have a 3D TV in our bedroom. Yes. Yeah.
That's true. I like my 3D, but it's
Trickle
on my
down.
projector, so
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking buying a new apartment, you have extra cash lying around, it's a good deal. I'm not in the market for buying a TV at any point within the next couple of years. Probably, I'm happy with what I got. So
no. But if you're looking to, okay, I have one in my family room and I also want one for my bedroom, and we're going to replace both of them because they're like old 720p TVs
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something,
Yeah,
or even
yeah.
1080p. Okay, we'll replace both of them at the same time. We get a free one, so it makes each
Free
of those
one,
half
yep,
price,
yep.
basically. So if you're gonna do it, I mean, it's kind of a smaller niche of people who are doing that, but if you are, then great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Samsung and LG seem to be like the two big ones right now. I know we've had
Those
an
are
LG
our two
TV.
TV brands that we have in our house. So yeah.
Okay. LG at one point in the past when we bought ours, I think it was 2016. It had a fault in the phosphors, and so it had like the red was burning out across all of them. So like the middle of the TV was just getting worn out. Yeah, we weren't happy about that, and it was right after the 5-year were up, so we couldn't even get it fixed.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, that's when we noticed it, but they actually they caught it earlier and didn't tell us. Like there was some press release buried somewhere, and then you can get it fixed or get a free TV, or they never told us about that. So I'm not happy with them. And our fridge was LG, and that died too. So I'm kind of bad on LG, and then Samsung is similar. So I don't know. I mean, do your research on the Samsungs before you jump in with both feet on this, even though it is half price. Do a little research and make sure it's going to be good for the future, because you don't want to be caught with two dead TVs, even if they are cheap. So
No,
that's all I
fair
gotta say
enough.
on that. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, next story.
all right, I'll jump in with this one. You'll be able to play Fortnite in first person later this year. Fortnite has once again taken steps to re-envisioning or revitalizing themselves by adding a first-person shooter mode that'll probably be coming out later this year. Most likely, it'll be coming out as a separate playlist, just like the no build mode came out as a separate playlist over the regular mode. So you'll still be able to play the regular third person, with the sight down ability, but then it looks like it's pretty good take on the camera for the first person from the video that I saw, and it's coming back around. Wasn't it in beta that you said you played it? It was a first person shooter at that point.
It was,
and then
way back.
they
in
took
the
it out?
day. Yes, yeah.
So they said it was one of the most requested features, and it just took them a while to get around to it or get around to making it. But I think it was there originally, and they just brought it back finally. So.
Yeah.
So I think it'll once again keep Fortnite living for another couple of years if they bring this type of game update to it. So what do you guys think?
Maybe next year they'll make ranked and social and big team and Look, they're going backwards.
Maybe
Yes.
it'll go to an RTS eventually.
It may be.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so
Yeah.
now you can be first person like an FPS, and there's no build, so it's just a regular FPS.
It's just like a shooter. Yes, yeah.
It's just a shooter, but you can buy a lot of skins that you can't see on yourself.
No,
Only
but you
other
can
people
see
can
it on
see
other
them.
people.
That's
Yes,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tiff?
I don't play Fortnite, but maybe
It's
I
okay.
would if they added the first person.
There you
back.
go.
Yeah. See, they're gonna suck you back
See?
in. They're gonna bring you in.
Just when you thought
They-
you were out, they sucked you
They
back in.
sucked you
Yeah.
right back
Yes.
in.
I mean,
Yes.
my son plays this, and I've played it a couple times with him, and I'm always good, and he's always surprised how good I am because I never played the game. Like, yeah, but I've been playing for 30 years, so yeah, I'm gonna be good no matter what it is. I know how to shoot. But I would probably be even better first person, honestly, because I mean, you just get bet it's more accurate. So hey,
Yeah, I
bring
mean
it on
they
if you
got
want
me
me to
back in
play.
for quite a while when they brought in the no build mode because that really
Oh, we
the
know
building
you
mode
did,
was the
Selden.
best.
You pimped this thing like you were like a corporate shill for Epic. Like you're like no
I-
build mode, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
still
mean,
a
that's
great
what the-
game mode to play.
I'm still
man.
wondering how much they paid you. Like,
I just hope the first person mode doesn't have building either because that would be really annoying as fuck.
That's what the kids play. They play the no build. Like I'll get in there and my son will be like, "Yeah, no, I don't build anything." I mean, he'll get into a mode where you can build, but they don't build.
nice,
Just shooting.
nice.
It's usually like the uh battle royale mostly is what they play. So.
All right, next story.
I'll do a title, but I don't know anything that's in the article.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't read it.
It's okay.
Good
That's the
job.
title.
Official Xbox handheld rumors swirl. Phil Spencer reveals what he wants from it. It is all about what Phil wants.
Maybe you should open this
It's
article.
true. Well,
I did, but I can't. There's a lot of words here. I'm not.
I thought you
All
said
right,
you
well-
read.
I do read, but I haven't read this yet.
well,
I think it's
so
I think it's kind of cool that they're talking about a handheld though, and trying to compete with the Switch market. Though what was the PlayStation
PlayStation
Vita?
Portable.
The Vita.
Vita and the PSP.
The
and,
Vita, I thought was pretty cool, but I don't feel like that took off.
No.
You
Very
played
well, I
the
think there's a
Vita
certain-
tons.
Not a
The
ton.
Vita was cool. They didn't have
I
enough
played,
games
like,
for
one
it, and
game
it's
on it.
too small. It was
Yeah.
too small for my hands. The PSP I never played because that was way too small. But
Mhm.
I have giant hands, so there's no way I could play the Vita.
No.
I had it for a
Look
little
at
while, and I
Shadow
sold it.
bragging. Like, I got fucking giant hands.
Giant hands. I mean, I'm
But
6'4",
I guess he's
so-
saying that he wants it to feel like an Xbox, have access to all of your games. So not like a separate device, but more of a a portable that you can just kind of take the games that you're playing on the go, and still have access to all of your stuff. I think it's a cool idea, but again, I don't know. I think there's a certain it would have to be like, it's gonna have enough processing power to really run the games that you want to play on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna
I feel like
go and say it's in the same genre as when the PSP was announced. I'm like, everybody's got a phone already. Why do I need a separate device when I can
Yeah.
already do xCloud streaming of games on my phone and it works really, really well?
Or on my iPad.
or on your iPad. Yeah, it's just like I don't know if people are gonna. It will have its niche. It'll definitely have its market that it's gonna play to with people that want it. But I'll be fine just sticking with my phone and the backbone and cloud streaming what I want. Now, I don't know.
I mean, it's so in the article it says that he confirmed that the hardware team is considering different hardware form factors and things they could do. What should we build to find new players? This would allow people to play things or play at times they couldn't go play in the past. So that sounds like a handheld, and because I guess the leaked documents showed like plans for one, it's possible. I think that if they do that, it's going to be basically like a cloud streaming screen, kind of like the the PlayStation just did, but that one was just you could only do that, I think, in your house. It
I
streams
think
from
so.
your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
system,
Yeah,
although I
yeah, I
can't
think if
remember
I
if you could do
recall
that
that
on Wi-Fi or
correctly.
not. But so it's something similar to that, where it's the processing power is in the cloud, you're just streaming it to
Right.
yourself, which is like you could do on a phone, except for maybe it'll have a bigger screen than a phone would have, or it'll obviously have the built-in controls, so you don't have to get an extra thing to attach to your phone if you're just, I don't
Yeah.
want to like carry this with me and then have my phone separate and I want to play a game. I gotta
Oh,
make sure I
yeah.
have
If
that
you do
controller
both,
and
yep,
connect
yep,
it.
yep, yep.
It's just
Yeah.
here's my system and here's my phone separate.
Mm.
I think that if they
Is
do it, it's
it
gonna be that.
is it intended to take to the bathroom with you? Like,
Because
like
Tiff's
you're in
like,
the
then I am in.
no, but like
Yeah,
when
maybe a
they talk about like
bathroom
taking
thing.
it
Yeah.
on the like if you're like, in some intense game and you really
Like a
gotta go.
Switch?
Yeah,
You just
well,
take
you
it
could
with
just
you. Yeah.
take it
Take it with
with
you.
you. I don't know. Like I'm
Or
not sure.
all your kids are using all the TVs and you want to play a game,
Yeah.
you can play that. I don't know.
One or the other.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're in a car ride and someone else is driving and you want to play a game, you know,
That would
going on
be
a trip.
hard though with
Or you're
your
pooping.
if
Yeah.
you're trying to do
Or
it
you're
connect to the
pooping.
cloud.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
I
mean,
mean
yeah.
part of the reason that Microsoft bought Activision is to get into the mobile gaming platform, get a better foothold. So maybe this will be the crossover between like a Xbox dedicated device plus mobile game app, but a different app store that you would get on xCloud or something like that. So
Selden's
Could
pooping
be.
app store. Yeah.
yeah, but the article said that they want to try to have a consistent experience. So I don't
yeah,
know if having a separate app store would make sense.
yeah.
No, that's a good
It's
point.
definitely a weird market to get into at this point with how
Yeah.
good phones and tablets are at this point. So
Yeah,
and the
I
ability to
What
agree.
stream
if
stuff. So
what if for like the next console that they have, you could have something where, okay, I'm playing this game, I'm gonna pause it, I can then pick it up from on my handheld and continue it there. Like I'm walking out the door, I just continue my game,
Yeah.
and then you just keep playing it.
Isn't that what a Switch does or can do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't. But you'd have two different systems, so that one would still stay at home, and then this one you just take with you. I mean,
well, you could
yes,
you
you're
could
right.
do that with the Xbox app right now. Is you could stream your Xbox
Yeah. You
over
could
Wi-Fi
totally go
or
out
over
and, yes,
5G.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was
Like-
playing a cloud game on my iPad. Like I connected connected controller to it and was able to what was I playing? I don't even remember.
You
But
were playing Harry Potter.
oh yeah. And I
Yeah,
was
when
able
I
to just
I was gonna say
play
when I
it.
stream from my Xbox on my phone, the games from there. If you turn the TV on, everything I'm doing on my phone is happening on the screen. So any kind of menu selection or any kind of gameplay, it's acting like I have two screens
Right.
going. So it's
But
like
you're streaming from your actual
Xbox
Xbox,
itself,
not
the
from the
console.
cloud.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
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 So
I'm
mean,
just thinking like everything's going to be through the cloud mostly in the future. So
I would
I don't
think
know.
so too. Yeah.
Well, but we're saying that from a privileged position of, hey, we all have good internet mostly.
Yeah.
There are
Yes,
other
yeah.
places that don't, and other
We're
countries
not
that don't.
in the middle
so.
of like Iowa or yes, yeah.
I'm gonna rip on our Iowa listeners now. All of our
Fuck
3 of
Iowa.
them.
Yep. Alienate all our audience there. Blah. Yes. All right. All right. So, studio behind Spyro remakes and Crash Bandicoot 4 is reportedly working with Xbox on a new game. So, this is the what was this? Toys for Bob?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, Toys for Bob. So these guys just left Microsoft. They got granted their own separate, like, standalone license. And now Microsoft is back with them doing their own new thing. I think this is huge. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, because
like-
they were part of Activision, right? Originally,
Yes,
and then
and
during
then
the
they got
acquisition, they had a
separated,
way to get out.
and then they bought themselves out, and now they're back. So yeah, I think this is huge.
Yeah, it's a great IP. The Spyro Galaxy. And that whole thing with the Toys to Reality, Toys to Life, whatever. I love those games, and I think that if they can keep pushing those type of games out, that'd be great. So
Yeah, I agree.
I think that it's saying they're working on a brand new IP is kind of what I was thinking they were saying.
Yeah, that's
Which
what
I
I
think
got
could be
too.
good.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't care. I mean, I don't care about Crash really, and I never played the Spyro games, although I know a lot of people like them.
Wow.
But I'm okay
Really?
with I like 3D platformers. So if there's something brand new coming that I could kind of get in at the beginning, ground floor on, and play it like that and be like, okay,
Yeah,
this is new. I'm gonna
fair
start
enough.
it. I don't have any homework to do, older games to play. I can just start fresh. I think that's good, and I would give it a shot for sure. So
Yeah.
cool. And I think that well, when you were talking, it's a separate thing, but you're talking about how they were Activision, right? And then they got bought, and then they did their own
Yes, yep,
thing.
yep, yep.
And it made me think of Bungie and how they're doing really
Oh,
bad
yeah,
right
how
now.
they went the other
And
way
after
around.
Sony
Yes,
bought
yeah,
them,
yeah.
and it would be great if they could just buy themselves out and go do their own thing and be
Yep, yep.
independent again, or maybe come back with Microsoft, who seemed to treat them pretty well
Who
most of the time. They
knows?
did
Yeah,
really well with, but I think 343 is doing okay now too. So,
yep,
guess we'll
yep.
see.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
I'm gonna take one because you skipped me last time.
Oh, no.
What,
Oh,
what is
sorry.
the what is the elevator pitch for the PS Pro is or PS5 Pro is what this opinion page says. And I agree. It says without the 4K upgrade to justify its existence, Sony's new hardware may struggle to explain itself to consumers. And I agree on that. Because last time we had yeah, the 4K was what everyone wanted, and they didn't have a console that was like really truly 4K, and so everything was pushing that direction, or 4K
Yep,
60. Of course, then we figured out that most of them can't do 4K 60 at the highest settings, so you always had to pick
nope. Yep.
FPS or graphics, either
Yes.
way. So I think that they're sort of in the situation where when they're in the fight with Microsoft, I think that they're trying to push for the highest graphics so that all of their quote fanboys can kind of go, I have the best graphics. I'm gonna go buy that. That's gonna have the better graphics than all the other systems. And I think that's kind of what they
Yep.
can push right now. And it might also work better with their VR, although the VR is not doing very well right now. They've
Mm,
stopped production on it for the time being because they're not selling them, which is a big deal currently. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they have to push. What do you guys think?
I it's not a good time in the industry, I don't think, to push out a mid-cycle upgrade site console. I think, just personally, there's not enough content driving what we currently have. They haven't even got close to maxing out anything that we're currently running.
no, very
And
true. Yes.
and
Yeah,
I think that it's just weird that usually a mid-cycle update is usually thinning out the device, lowering the cost of making the product,
yeah. Yep. Yep.
and to produce an upgrade to a current generation cycle, it just seems a weird choice to make. So
What it
No.
felt like to me was when the Series X and the PS5 came out, is they almost felt like a mid-cycle upgrade, even though they weren't, because they didn't really push it
I
as
guess,
far
yeah,
as
that's
there
true.
wasn't like
Yeah. Yep.
there
Yep.
wasn't like a
Yep.
huge jump, you know? It was like, oh, these can play all the old games, and most
Yeah,
of them
and
are
there were not a lot of games taking advantage of the new hardware
yeah.
from
Yep.
either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So now it's almost like, this is like what they really meant to do, but they couldn't do it yet. So now they're making these but they're calling them the Pro. So it's sort of flipped. I don't know. And I don't think
No,
the Xbox is doing
that's a
it.
good
So
point. Yeah.
yeah. Now they won't have to do performance or graphics. You can do both. And then you go, well, but what does that mean? I mean, how do you know what the limit is for graphics? It's just whatever it can do. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep.
unless they
So
can bundle Halo with it, because Halo's going cross-platform probably. But
I don't think
Oh,
that's happening.
stop.
I don't think so.
I meant
Oh, trying to start the flame wars.
Yep.
Seldom,
Seldom stirring the pot, like
seldom,
always.
seldom, seldom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what do we think that's going to be coming out if it does happen? Which it sounds like it is happening. The Pro, you think they'll announce it at quote E3 time this year, and then
Yeah. I think
for the holiday?
June, July. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah,
Switch
that
2
sounds
is
about right.
delayed, so it'll just be the PS5 Pro.
Yep.
Just in
Yeah,
time for the holiday season.
No.
just in time for them to have no games this year.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
they have
exactly.
PS5
yes,
Pro
yeah.
that will also have no games.
No games. Yes. Yeah.
It will
But it'll
just
be
make
going
the
up against the
currently
Xbox
games look better.
handheld, so it'll be so much more
Right.
powerful than the
With
Xbox
also
handheld.
no
Right.
games. So yes.
Yes,
yeah,
right.
Also no games. Well, it'll have all the games, just no new ones. So
Right.
you can play them on your toilet though if you
Play
want to.
Halo 3 on your
I mean, you can do that now,
handheld.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a weird flex that they're still trying to put out more hardware when it seems like the industry is moving to the more cloud-based architecture, and
Yeah.
so it's just
Yes,
it'll
it
probably
is.
sell a ton because it's PlayStation and the PlayStation name on it, so I'm sure it'll do well.
Sure will.
All right, let's
All right,
flip on over.
Next story.
Xbox set a new record in January thanks to Pal World. Xbox came out in
Oh.
a surprising announcement and said that they had the most active month ever for them in January of 2024. They had reached over 10 million people on Xbox playing games in January, which is a huge jump. They never did mention what the previous largest month was, so maybe it was 950,000, but or 950 million.
It's all Selden's wheelhouse.
So, but
Pal
they said a lot of
World.
that is due to the fact that Pal World came out on Game Pass as a one of the biggest third-party launches ever in Xbox Game Pass. I think it surpassed the High on Life game, the Squanch Games game, which was a lot of fun.
Rush.
Yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush did really well.
Yeah.
no, High on
Yeah.
Life. It was the
I
Talking
know.
Guns.
I'm saying Hi-Fi Rush did good too.
Well, Hi-Fi
On
Rush
Game
was a
Pass.
first-party
Game
title,
Pass.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Hi-Fi.
Oh,
Rush
you
was-
said. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the largest third
Third
party. Yeah.
Third
so
party.
so yeah, no, it's great. Pal World definitely had a lot to do with it. I know that Pal World had a large fall up after that first couple weeks, but good for Xbox, and Game Pass is obviously doing well, drawing people in for those type of games. So
Yeah. It's all you, Selden.
I'm
All
enjoying
right.
Pal World. So
Next story.
Tip.
Is it my
Pick one.
turn?
Yes,
You
your
pick
turn.
How do I know it's my turn? Nobody pointed at me or anything.
Well, we were going in order, but then
But then you got skipped, and that screwed
I
everything
did.
up.
Yeah, that's true. But then we, yeah.
All right.
we'll just blame Derek.
Yeah, that's what I do. Riot's League of Legends MMO has been reset and likely going dark for several years. Selden, this is right up your alley.
What?
Dark and dirty.
I don't play this, but that
So,
isn't this like the huge, or is it MMO? Is that separate than the one that everybody plays?
that's
That's the main thing.
I don't know. I don't play
I didn't-
League of Legends
No,
MMO.
So
Who
League
plays
of Legends
League of Legends
is
MMO?
not an MMO. League of Legends
an
is
RTS.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Real-time
an
strategy,
No.
isn't it?
well, it's a battle arena.
It's a MOBA.
MOBA.
Yeah,
MOBA.
Yes,
it.
MOBA. Yes. So if this is some other MMO.
We all obviously
that's
know this.
Yes.
Obviously online. I'm not even sure why this is a story that was picked,
All right.
but
All right. Then
Talk
just
to your
take the
husband.
last one. Cancel this and take the last one.
Hey, it's getting
Marvel
dark for Selden.
1943. If you don't like it, take the other one.
Wait, no, I did mine.
Oh, that was your
He's
whole
like, I'm
story?
done. I've done my
That
job.
was it.
Stop.
That was my story.
All right.
was my-
Marvel
You shit over my
1943.
story.
Marvel 1943. Rise of Hydra from Amy Hennig's studio arrives in 2025. So Amy Hennig was our girl from
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog and
Oh.
whatever the other Sony
Visceral
studio
Games.
was.
So you just have to
Visceral
read the
Games, yes.
article. Yes.
Okay, I'm not reading.
Do you want me?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Tiff's got this. Yep. Go.
Nope, I'm good. Yeah. So we heard recently that she was working on a new Marvel game with her new team at Skydance New Media. So apparently during GDC, she revealed that this game is in progress. It looks pretty cool, where you can play as, it looks like, Captain America, as well as T'Challa's grandfather as Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah, I was
don't
confused
see.
when I saw that. I
U.S.
was like,
agent.
Black Panther 1943. Oh, it must be
Yeah.
like
Yes.
an
Yes.
ancestor.
U.S.
But it is Steve
agent.
Rogers because he was around back then.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
U.S. agent.
But the U.S. agent, and then who is the female character in the picture there?
Howling Commandos? Maybe she's the U.S.
Oh, one of the
section.
Howling Commandos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gabrielle Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, and Wakandan spy, Nanali. So that must
Nanali.
be the Wakandan spy.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's probably.
there's a lot of high expectations, probably a lot of great storytelling in this game. So we'll see. But there is a new story trailer out. And again, this was coming out of GDC this week.
Comes
Check it
out
out.
next year.
Yeah.
At some point. Probably next Christmas, I would imagine.
Yeah, at least, yes.
Maybe not. But Unreal Engine
maybe.
5.4. Okay. Nice.
All
That'll
right.
look good in the PS5 Pro.
No, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, you'll just have to wait a year to play a decent game on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Be Spider-Man 3 will be on PS5 Pro exclusive.
Yes. Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yes.
That's an Xbox thing, isn't it?
No,
Exclusive.
Xbox is the one that does the exclusive.
World exclusive.
All right, I'm going to do one more story that wasn't on the
Ooh.
album. real quick,
Whoa,
just
so
because I found it
what?
super interesting.
Wow.
I don't know if
Need more
you've been
stories,
following the
Tiff.
news lately about the Neuralink. The Neuralink patient, the first human to get the brain plant in chip, the brain chip implant into his brain to help rebuild
It wasn't
his
you.
ability to interact with the world. This was from Elon Musk. I'm going to keep going even though you're laughing at me because I screwed up the words in my order.
The shadow is like on fire. Yeah.
But the gentleman that received the implant for the Neuralink, which lets him use his brain to control obviously a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But he's actually he got through this surgery successful, and he's made great strides, and he's up to the point where he's actually back to playing video games with just the Neuralink. And they just shot a video of him playing against his dad in Mario Kart. And it was pretty phenomenal.
Cool.
Like, he's obviously, he lost, but like, it was phenomenal the way he was able to control and play that game without actually using, how a lot of the paraplegics have the controller with the tube in the mouth that they can blow and do stuff with. He was just using his mind to control the shit on the screen.
That's
so
cool.
I was like, wow, that is really freaking phenomenal that they've come
balls
along
keeping
that
us.
way on that. So
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that he got that. I read the story about him getting the chip, and I didn't know that it had advanced that much. That's great. That's really
the
cool.
guy is like super cool. When you see him doing interviews and stuff like that, he's still laid back. He's like, yeah, my real goal is to get to play Mario Kart, which is what he used to play with his friends, where they play Mario Kart and they'd have a beer in their hand, but they'd have to pull over to the side of the road and drink their beer, and then they could get back into the race.
Nice.
He's like, and the whole idea is that you had to finish your beer before you finish the race.
Oh wow! So you had to be like pulled off as you're drinking. So you
because you can't drink and drive. He said. So the guy's got a lot of. He's a very humorous and very personable guy. So I'm loving every time I get to see a video of where he's at with his progression. So
that's just like it's like I'm talking with my mind. That's so cool.
So.
That's so cool. Nice.
Good shit. All right. Well, if any you want to give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tool.com. Shadow loves this part.
Do it.
You go to the whole page. That's hun. You since you're
what were those words?
That's Shadow's favorite part when I mumble through.
Twitter's up.
Comment on the Tool Play homepage. Sponsors. If we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. So let's continue on. If you want to sponsor us, 773-527-2961. Email us
Facebook
at
the fuck out of us.
He's so far ahead of us now. Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/tool to play. Twitter us up. Twitter.com/tool to play. Twitter.com/still_at_game. We also have a
Podcast
YouTube
photos.
channel, youtube.com/tool to play. That's where Selden posts all of his videos.
Wah, 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 wah.
That's the worst. Porn
We have a Twitch
music
channel,
parody I've ever heard.
Thank you.
twitch.tv/still_got_game. Jump on there, follow us. We also
Anything
have
podcast related ads.
My God, you drive me nuts.
I'll be over here.
Give us some iTunes reviews. Like follow us on iTunes. Write something nice. Selden's cool. He's got a bald head. Brian's got red
Smart ass.
hair. Yeah, he's a smart ass. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was nice to have Tiff
I
back.
don't have red hair.
Yeah. No, your
just the
hair looks
lighting.
red on. Yeah.
You're right. It does look. I think it's
Yes.
the lighting.
Yeah.
No, seriously,
that
tell
little,
us
like,
how much you
blonde
love
tip.
Tiff being on the show and you want to see her back because we'd like to have her back more often.
It's really
Oh,
that
yes.
color.
Streak of one.
Selden
Yeah.
put this out there
Woo.
correctly. So we have a Discord channel, discord.me/stillgotgame. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. Selden is there 24/7. Shadow's there 23/6. Tiff is
So
there 0/0. And I'm probably also there 0/0. But yeah, jump on there, join us, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, you're selling yourself short. You know, if you mention his name, he'll respond to you in 3 days.
Yeah,
He does,
well,
yeah.
within 3 days, I will definitely respond.
It's usually because I tell him that I saw somebody.
She's like, they're mentioning you, right? And I'm like, I gotta do this. Yes. So Tiff is definitely my helper. All right, so let's move on to per person pimping shit. So Selden. Oh,
Hey,
Tiff. I guess I should go to Tiff first.
Okay, go with it.
Tiff.
I forgot I had to prepare this part, so I don't really have anything. It is like Women's History Month, though. So
It is, yes, yeah.
So learn about women in gaming. I'm sure you can search the internet and find all kinds of wonderful articles about it.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks.
All right, Selden.
You can find me at Linktree/Selden007. That's got the links to all my socials and everything that you need to know about me. Definitely check it out. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want to check out some of my gaming stuff at my SGG Selden007 tag. That's where my gaming centric stuff goes. All the other stuff is camping and family stuff on my regular Instagram. So choose wisely if you don't want to see really cool nature photos. So other than that,
I don't want to know you if you don't want to see that.
Yeah,
no,
that's true. No. Other than that, I'd have to say Brian's probably got me into it a little bit more lately with all of his talk of the consoles that he's rebuilding and retro gaming. But if you have,
kid's on fire with
if you have a local small business retro arcade type store, go in and check it out. I mean, they got some great classic games, great classic consoles. Most of the places I've visited have stuff that you can actually play. They have a couple cabinets available, and they'll have the old consoles on playable, on stands. Even if you want to get back like into see what the Nintendo light gun used to be, they have some of the CRT monitors usually set up with the light gun going on. So definitely go in, check it out, buy something from them, support those local small businesses, especially in the area like this, retro gaming and stuff like that. So
fair enough. Yeah.
How about you, Brian?
So my pimping list, my normal one is Linktree / Brian S. Emerick, Brian with an I, EMERICK. So all my stuff's there, but also as last time, because it's Women's History Month, I wanted to pimp out the Chicago Foundation for Women, CFW.
Nice.
They focus on issues that they say affect all women, girls, transgender, non-binary people. You can check out the website, cfw.org, and donate, get involved, do whatever you can to help out. It's a good for month. Every month is a good month for it, but especially this month. So, you know, just do what you can, and it doesn't have to be Chicago. Find your local, whatever local charities and foundations you have for that. But CFW can always use you. So that's mine this week. How about you, Derek?
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm as always at linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. It's got all of my links as well as all of the show's links. We've talked about in the past, whether it's Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, whether it's American Cancer Society, plenty of charities that could use our help. So definitely throw some shekels out that way and yeah, help our friends out. So, all right, on that, why don't we wrap this? Hey, if there was a few weeks off, episode up. I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
I'm Selden 007. That's right, the one and only Chris Dark and Dirty Selden.
And I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
Dark and dirty.